Hello, Symphony cellists. This is a point lookout practice video. So we are going over the beginning to 87, and I'm breaking this down really into three different sections. First is measures 9 to 17. This is that open kind of free time lyrical segment at the beginning of the piece, or at least starting in measure 9. But before we get into that sound part, let's make sure we understand the rhythm and are doing what we need to. So I'm gonna at about 54 to the metronome, I'm gonna pluck and count through this. You need to make sure that you can clap and count it, and then make sure you can pluck and count it as well. So here it goes. So measure 9. 3 lolly, 4 lolly, 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly, 4 lolly, 1 lolly, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 and 4 and 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 and 4 and... Okay, so that's the rhythm. Make sure you can clap and count it and you understand it. Let's just check with the fingering, right? So make sure we understand this. At 9, and then you're just going to shift into 4th position, and then back to 1st position. All right, now here's the tricky spot. You're playing the B flat. So the way we're going to get to B flat to the A, because the A is with 4, you go shift to C, and then you extend to that A. Right? So the exercise is this: B flat, slide a whole step, and set up the A. Notice my left hand is in extension when I do that exercise. Let's do it backwards. And just go back and forth. Yep, do this with me, and then of course when you go back this way, the spacing increases, and when you come this way, it shrinks a little bit. But make sure that is secure. So now in context, this is just beat 4 of measure 9. 2 lolly, 3 lolly. Okay, so that should set you up to get that shift. That's the hardest part. The other, you're going here at 11, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then just extension. And then you're just going at 14, just go into 4th position. That's pretty straight ahead. Okay, so let's just recap this section. I'm going to play it with a metronome now. Make sure your bowing's locked in as well, but that's something you can work out on your own. Make sure you've got the counting down. Fingerings should be good, and that's most of it. Now I'm going to be putting in the dynamics, right? It starts mezzo piano, diminuendos to piano right before 11, and then it crescendos those final 2 bars, measures 14 and 15, making sure that's happening as well. Okay, so tell you what, I'm going to play it. You should do a hover bow and count out loud version while I play it, and then just go back and play it for real. So here it goes. This is 9. 3 lolly, 4 lolly, 1 lolly, 2. Okay, so that's that section. Let's go ahead down to measure 44. Okay, first thing here, again, you got to make sure the rhythm is secure. And there's also some fingerings that we need to look at. So the rhythm, if we can do 60 to 67 or 68 counting wise, then you're going to be able to do 45. So let's look at 60. And I'm going to pluck and count slowly. You clap and count with me. Take time to figure this out. So 2 lolly, 1 lolly, 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 2 lolly. Okay? It's pretty straight ahead. Just find a home for every eighth note in those measures and fit them in to 1 lolly, 2 lolly, okay? But you got to go through that process. Make sure you can clap and count it, make sure you can pluck and count it. Same thing at 45. Those rhythms are a little easier, less complex, and a repeat of most of what you have between 60 and 68. Now, let's look at the left-hand stuff. So, in 45, B, shift a half step to the C, and then go to extension. Make sure these articulations are all hooks, not slurs. Okay, that's the first grouping, right? Pick up to 45. Just extension. Boom. Now we do pick up into measure 47. So 1 lolly, fourth position, right? Sorry, 1 lolly. Now we're going into second position right here. Extension. That's all that is. Okay, a couple shifts. Now, 60. This is all that extension too. 1 lolly. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 1 lolly. Okay, from the F sharp. You're in extension, so your pinkies would play G sharp, and had just done that. So your hand is moving a half step, first finger is moving a whole step. Makes sense? Because you're here, boom, G sharp to A, and then the first finger comes to get ready to play F sharp. So this is 65. Now whole hand moves a half step, and then extends, so the rest of the hand moves an extra half step. Now, first finger's on G because I've stayed in extension, back a half step, and then the rest of the hand shrinks back. So first finger's moving a half step, whole hand's moving, the rest of your hand is moving a whole step. There's a good amount of that through this section. You just got to work out getting into and out of extension with these half step shifts, okay? So that's the left hand through all of it. Now, we plucked and counted 60 to 68. Left hand, I'll do a performance run through here. You make sure you do your hover bowing with my performing, and without it too. Just do it, just set a metronome, right? Tempo right now, we're real mellow. This is 48. Let's make it 54. It's probably what I'm gonna ask you to record at. So pick up to 40, or 44 is good. 1 lolly, 2 lolly. We're gonna jump ahead. 62, 1 lolly. Okay, that's that. And then we move to 73 with the pickup. Now this, we're not going to do the rhythm because you've already done it. These rhythms are the same thing. Minimal work with the shifting. You've basically done this section before in the previous section. Right? We're in second position, and I'll just talk you through it. Turn this metronome off. So we're in second position, extend here, and then go to fourth position. And then Okay, so that's all that is. This is your practice video for the first segment of point look at. Pretty straight ahead. If you go through this video with maybe a couple stops, you should be in good shape on this, and your video materials are going to come from what this video is all about. Okay, great. See you soon, and I really want to see you at a Google Meet session, so do your best to come to those too. Thanks.